All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel and buckle up because this is a huge story. Daredevil Born Again. Starting with issue number 227. It's one of those comics that's so good it's almost unfair, but let me tell you, it's also a total train wreck for Matt Murdock. Believe me, nobody gets knocked down harder than this guy, and some of it's his own fault. Sad, forced of all, we have Karen Page. Do you remember her? This bitch is a real wacko, okay? The biggest loser of the century. So let's talk about her. What a disaster. She goes from being a smart, capable secretary to a total junkie. And what does she do? She sells out Daredevil's secret identity for drugs. Can you imagine? Just a terrible deal, one of the worst ever. Probably could have gotten $1 million, but no, only, some drugs. Just unbelievable. This is like your top aide leaking all your secrets to the press for a pack of cigarettes. Pathetic. She's the worst kind of traitor. Weak, desperate, and totally useless. If I were Matt, I'd fire her so fast she'd see her own dust. Kingpin, the real boss, the ultimate villain now, the Kingpin. This guy is the definition of power and success. Fantastic businessman, except he's on the bad side, obviously. He's huge, he's rich, and he's smart. Way smarter than Daredevil. When he finds out Matt's secret, he doesn't just sit on it. No, he uses it like a weapon. He goes after Matt with everything he's got. It's like watching a heavyweight champ take down a lightweight. Total domination. Kingpin's moves, brilliant. He freezes Matt's bank accounts, ruins his career, gets him disbarred, and destroys his home. His home, okay? Blown up like a cheap motel. And Matt, he's left with nothing. No money, no job, no friends. Except Foggy, who's about the only decent guy in this mess. First time I saw him, I said, that's a good guy. But even Foggy's no match for Kingpin's power. Matt Murdock, guy goes from hero to zero, almost. Matt Murdock, the so-called hero, gets played like a beginner. He loses his law license. Can you believe it? The guy who fights for justice gets kicked out of the courtroom. It's a total disgrace. And he starts losing it. Paranoia, fear, desperation. He's looking over his shoulder like a scared little kid. Not exactly the fearless daredevil we know. But here's the thing. Despite all this, Matt doesn't quit. No, he's tough, really tough. He's down, but not out. When his apartment blows up, most people would just give up. But Matt, he starts planning his comeback. That's the kind of resilience you don't see every day. I respect that. You gotta admire a guy who can take a beating and still get back up. Meanwhile, Karen Page is running scared. She realizes she's made a colossal mistake, sold out her best friend for some drugs. Now she's on the run, desperate for help. And who does she turn to? The same guy she betrayed. Talk about bad decisions. She's in way over her head. And it's only a matter of time before the Kingpin catches up with her. Spoiler alert, that's not going to be pretty. So that brings us to the second issue of this story. And let me tell you, people, this is a total disaster, okay? Matt Murdock, the guy wakes up in a dump, literally. It's disgusting. It's got nothing, not even a decent pillow. It's confused, broke, and honestly, it's just sad. Meanwhile, Kingpin, big guy, huge, the only man who needs 2 chairs at a meeting, sitting in his office like he owns the world. He's got his feet up, probably eating lobster or something, and he's loving every minute of Matt's misery. This guy is so corrupt, it's incredible. Matt's life? Just a total mess. The bank freezes his accounts, he's got no money, the IRS is after him. That's not good. His apartment? Blown up. I mean, who does that? Only a total loser gets his place blown up, right? He's on the street, wandering around like a confused homeless man. He tries to call his old girlfriend, Gloriana. She's with Foggy now. Smart move, by the way. Matt's rambling, making no sense. He sounds like he's on one of those fake news talk shows. Nobody knows what he's saying, not even him. Foggy's worried, Gloriana's worried, but Matt, he's just getting crazier. Everywhere he goes, he thinks Kingpin's guys are after him. And guess what they are? He's hiding, jumping at shadows. This is supposed to be a superhero, okay? Kingpin's watching all this, loving it. He's got the whole city in his pocket, and now he's got Matt Murdock right where he wants him, broken, desperate, and out of options. Finally, Matt, in a total meltdown and horrible decision, storms into Kingpin's office for a showdown. He wants revenge, but let's be honest, he looks like he couldn't win a fight against a stiff breeze. Kingpin beats him down like a dog, no contest. It's embarrassing. Matt's left for dead, dumped in a cab at the bottom of the river. Kingpin's idea of a farewell party. But Matt's tough, okay? Very tough. He crawls out, barely alive. The guy's got more comebacks than I do, almost. He's beaten, he's bloodied, but he's not done yet. That's what makes him a winner, even when he looks like the biggest loser in New York. So here's the deal, folks. Matt Murdock, the great Daredevil, is in the worst shape you've ever seen. His life, totally wrecked. His apartment, blown to bits. His career, gone. The Kingpin, the biggest bad guy in town, real nasty guy, pulled all the strings to make this happen. Nobody's seen a takedown like this before, believe me. Matt's wandering the streets now, homeless and paranoid. He's looking over his shoulder because he thinks everyone's out to get him. And you know what? They are. The Kingpin's thugs are everywhere, trying to keep Matt down. Meanwhile, Ben Urich, a great reporter, one of the best, wants to expose the truth, but the Kingpin's people are ruthless. They break Ben's hand to scare him off. Terrible move, but Ben's tough. He doesn't back down. Matt's mind is a total mess. He can't trust Foggy Nelson, his old friend, or Gloriana Breen. Seeing conspiracies everywhere. It's sad, really. The Kingpin's got him so twisted. He's isolated. But Matt's a fighter. He's been through worse. Then, out of nowhere, Matt gets jumped by Turk and Grattan, two street thugs with a grudge. They beat him nearly to death. You'd think that would be the end. But Matt's not done. He's a winner, and winners don't quit. Bleeding and broken, Matt stumbles into a church. There he meets Sister Maggie, a nun with a secret. Turns out she might be his mother. Incredible, right? She starts helping him heal, showing real compassion. It's a moment of hope in a dark time. Meanwhile, Ben Urich is still under threat. The Kingpin's reach is everywhere trying to silence him. But Ben's got guts, just like Matt. He's not going to let the bad guys win. Matt's recovery is slow and painful. He's broken but not beaten. The whole thing feels like a story of suffering and redemption. It's a comeback story, the kind that only the strongest can pull off. By the end of this issue, Matt is safe for now, but the fight isn't over. The Kingpin thinks he's won, but he's dead wrong. Daredevil is coming back stronger, smarter, and ready to take back what's his. This is just the beginning of a tremendous comeback, folks, believe me. All right, folks, here we go. Matt Murdock is lying in a church, looking like a total disaster. Barely alive, probably the worst mess you've ever seen. Sister Maggie, who might be his mother, big secret, shows up, trying to patch up this total loser. The nuns are doing their best, but let's be honest. It's a miracle he's still breathing. Karen Page, what a mess. She's running around like a scared little rat, hiding from drug dealers, total losers themselves. She's made a bunch of terrible decisions, but somehow still wants to find Matt. Sad. She's got no clue what she's doing, but hey, at least she's trying. Ben Urich, the reporter, he's all right, I guess, trying to get the scoop on Kingpin's dirty deeds. But the Kingpin's goons are all over him, threatening him and his family. Pathetic intimidation tactics, but Ben's got some guts. Still, he looks like he's about to fold any second now. Then there's Nick Manolis, a cop who tried to be a hero. Big mistake. The Kingpin's thugs threaten his kid and then kill him like he's yesterday's garbage. Weak move by the cops. No action at all. Total embarrassment. Meanwhile, the Kingpin, fat, arrogant, and clueless, thinks he's won the game. He strolls over to Melvin Potter, a has-been costume designer, to get a new Daredevil suit made. What a joke. Kingpin's so delusional, he actually believes this means Matt's finished. Wrong. Matt's hallucinating like a madman, seeing his dead dad, hearing voices, acting like a nutcase. But Sister Maggie is there, trying to keep this wreck together. It's kind of touching, but let's face it, Matt's a mess. Karen finally drags herself to the church, looking like she's been through a tornado. She's scared, ashamed, and totally clueless, but she finds Matt. They have a sappy reunion. Matt's the bigger man and forgives her. What a saint. Honestly, she doesn't deserve it. Ben-Urich, inspired by Matt's pathetic courage, decides to fight back. He's going to try and expose Kingpin's empire of losers. Good luck with that, Ben. The Kingpin's got his fingers in every pie. By the end, Matt's barely getting stronger. He's not just surviving, he's trying to make a comeback. The Kingpin thinks he's crushed Daredevil, but he's just made him tougher. This comeback? It's gonna be huge, believe me. But Matt's still a total mess. So here's Daredevil, folks. Matt Murdock, finally back on his feet, but let's not kid ourselves. He's looking rough. He's got the red suit on, but it's like he just crawled out of a garbage truck. Still, he's back in the game, and that's what matters. Meanwhile, the Kingpin is sitting in his penthouse, thinking he's a genius, gloating like a bloated parade balloon. He's convinced he's crushed Matt for good. Wrong. Karen Page is still hanging around, looking like she's been through a hurricane. She's clinging to Matt, desperate for forgiveness, and honestly, she's lucky Matt's got the patience of a saint. Most people were told it to hit the road a long time ago, but Matt, he's got a big heart. Now, the Kingpin, desperate as ever, decides to bring in Nuke. That's right, Nuke, this guy's a total maniac. A real loose cannon who makes everyone else look like amateurs. The Kingpin thinks this is a brilliant move, but really, it's the kind of idea only a loser would have. Nuke doesn't do subtle. He just wants chaos. Ben-Urich, the reporter, is still trying to do his job, but you can see he's hanging by a thread. The Kingpin's goons are breathing down his neck, and Ben's nerves are shot. He's got guts, but he's clearly out of his depth. Then Nuke hits Hell's Kitchen like a tornado. He's firing guns, blowing up buildings, screaming about the flag and popping pills like they're candy. The NYPD, nowhere to be found. Total embarrassment. The city's falling apart and nobody's doing their job except Matt. Matt jumps into action. He's dodging bullets, saving civilians, doing what real heroes do, even if he looks like he needs a week at the spa. The people in Hell's Kitchen see him and know Daredevil's back. He's not perfect, but he's the only one standing up to the chaos. Karen's watching, wringing her hands, wishing she could help, but let's be honest, she'd just get herself killed. Best thing she can do is stay out of the way and hope Matt makes it out alive. The military finally wakes up and sends in the helicopters. About time. The Kingpin's plan is unraveling faster than his belt at an all-you-can-eat buffet. Nuke's rampage is out of control, and the city's in flames. Matt faces off with Nuke in the middle of the chaos. It's brutal. Fists flying, blood everywhere. Nuke keeps taking his pills, getting crazier by the second, but Matt just won't quit. That's what makes him a winner, folks. He never gives up, no matter how bad it gets. Then, just when things look their worst, the Avengers show up. Captain America himself lands on this scene, looking every bit the hero. He takes one look at Nuke and knows something's seriously wrong. The Kingpin. watching from his tower, starts to sweat. His perfect plan? Total disaster. In the end, Daredevil stands tall. He's battered, bruised, but he's still standing, still fighting. The Kingpin's empire starting to crack. Nukes hauled away, the city's saved, and the people know who the real hero is. Matt and Karen. Maybe there's hope for them after all. The comeback, it's happening, people. It's going to be huge. So here's the situation, okay? Hell's Kitchen is still smoldering after Nuke's rampage. The Kingpin, that big, arrogant slob, is sitting in his office thinking he's still the king of New York. He's watching the news, loving the chaos, but deep down, he knows things are slipping. His brilliant plan, it's falling apart faster than his cheap suit. Matt Murdock, Daredevil, is back. And this time, he's not just crawling around in the shadows. He's out in the open, helping the people, cleaning up the mess Nuke left behind. He's a real winner, folks, doing the job the police and politicians are too weak to handle. The people, they love him. They're cheering him on. The Kingpin, he's fuming. Meanwhile, Nuke is in custody, but he's a total disaster, pumped full of drugs, ranting about flags and war. The military wants to sweep it all under the rug, but Captain America isn't having it. He knows something stinks, and he's not going to let the Kingpin get away with it. Cap's a real patriot, tough, honest, not afraid to call out the corruption. Karen Page is still hanging around, looking like she's barely holding it together. She's grateful to Matt, but let's be honest, she's got a long way to go before she's out of the woods. Still, she's sticking by Matt's side, hoping for a second chance. Ben Urich, the reporter, is back in action. He's piecing together the truth, writing the story that's going to blow the lid off the Kingpin's empire. The Kingpin's thugs try to scare him, but Ben's finally found his backbone. He's not backing down this time. The Kingpin, desperate and sweating, tries to cover his tracks. He's pulling every string he's got left, but it's not working. The city's turning against him. His own people are starting to doubt him. He's losing control, and everyone can see it. Captain America and Daredevil team up. What a duo. They're digging into Nuke's background, exposing the military experiments and the Kingpin's dirty deals. The truth is coming out, folks, and it's ugly. The Kingpin's untouchable reputation, finished. He's exposed as the fraud he is. By the end, Daredevil stands tall, the real hero of Hell's Kitchen. The Kingpin, he's still got money and power, but his empire is crumbling. He's been humiliated, exposed, and everyone knows it, Matt Murdock. After everything has come back stronger than ever. That's what winners do, okay? They never quit, and they always come out on top. So here's how it ends, folks. Big, dramatic, the way only real winners do it. Matt Murdock, after being dragged through the mud, is back on top. He's not just surviving, he's thriving. He's teaming up with Captain America, a real patriot, not like these phonies who just point fingers and run for cover when things get tough. The city is still reeling from Nuke's rampage. The military guys, total cowards, trying to sweep everything under the rug. They want to blame anyone but themselves. But Matt and Cap are having none of it. They dig up the truth, expose the whole dirty operation, and put the real villains on blast. The generals and politicians, they're sweating, okay? They know they've been caught. Karen Page, who's been a total train wreck for months, is finally starting to pull herself together. She sticks by Matt, grateful he's not the kind of guy to hold a grudge. Honestly, most people would have sent her packing a long time ago, but Matt's got a heart, maybe too big for his own good, but that's why people love him. Meanwhile, Ben Urich is on fire. He's writing the story of the century, typing up the truth about the Kingpin and all his dirty tricks. The Kingpin's goons try to scare him off, but Ben's done being afraid. He's got the facts, and now the whole city's listening. And the Kingpin, what a joke. He's falling apart, calling in favors and getting nothing but dial tones. His empire is crumbling, his cronies are jumping ship, and he's left sitting alone in his big empty office, watching his world collapse on TV. All that power, all that money, useless when you're exposed as a fraud. He thought he was untouchable. Turns out he was just another loser with too much ego. Captain America and Daredevil make a powerhouse team. They get the evidence, get the confessions, and force the military to come clean. Nuke is hauled away, a broken, babbling mess. The city is saved, the truth is out, and the people know who the real heroes are. In the end, Matt walks the streets of Hell's Kitchen, head held high. The people cheer him, Karen's by his side, and Ben's front page story is shaking up the whole city. The Kingpin? He's got nothing left but regrets and reruns. That's what happens when you bet against a winner, folks. You lose, bigly. That's how you finish a comeback. With the losers exposed, the heroes on top, and the city cheering. Tremendous ending, just amazing. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you leave a comment and subscribe to the channel for more comic breakdowns.